Hey everybody, don't change the video, wait, you're in the right place. This is a video for the Hispanic Presbyterian Church of Patterson. You're used to seeing Pastor Maria and Natalia sitting here talking to you, but I asked them if I could have a few minutes this week and they could take a break. They're busy, never too busy for the youth group obviously because they're dedicated to the church, but I thought I'd take a few minutes and have some communication with people from the church, especially the youth group. So I thought I'd share first a story that I don't think many people know, that when I was little, Natalia used to be my youth group leader as well. So I think from the time I started walking, or was learning to walk, Natalia was there holding me, carrying me, playing with me. And then as I became a teenager, she was that youth group leader I went to. Just kidding. Obviously I'm playing. It's obvious that I could probably be her father. I'm a lot older than her, so I'm just playing around. We all love Natalia. But on a more serious note, I've been thinking a lot about what's going on in the world, and I thought I would chat with everyone real quick for a few minutes. There's so much going on. Personally, every one of you has a lot going on in your lives. Family, school, friends, whatever. And then the world has so much going on. We had the pandemic, which obviously coronavirus, COVID-19 is everywhere as far as everybody's talking about it. It's on the news, it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, everywhere, TV, radio, you know, every time you grab your cell phone, you're hearing, reading about the pandemic. And then on top of that, right now we are going through an election year. So we're a few days away from a historic election, huge. And that's obviously everywhere as well that you're reading, looking, you're gonna hear about the election. And these are very confusing times. I think when I look at that, when I hear about this, I'm thinking, wow, this is a lot to go through. This is a lot to understand. It could be confusing. When it comes to politics, it's so confusing. You hear two sides to every story. We're down to two candidates, right? So when you hear one candidate, one side, you're gonna hear them say, hey, I think my team is the one to be in office and we would be great and they are going to do a horrible job. And then you look at the other side and they're going to say, no, we are the ones that should be in office. We would do a great job. The other ones or the other person will do a horrible job. And that could be confusing. I mean, it's so hard to understand, like who should we be voting for? Some of you maybe aren't old enough to vote yet. Some of you are, who knows? But it's confusing. Who do you trust? Who do you believe? That's hard because to really, when it comes to politics, when you're thinking about voting or who do you want as president or in any other public office, to be able to say, I want this person or I trust this person, that's tough because you really have to do your homework. You really have to understand them. You really have to know them. What are they about? What have they done in their lives to help community, to help their people out? How have they acted? That's tough. That's not easy. Now, I'm not here to say who I think we should vote for or who I think should be president or who I think should be leading this or that, or no. This is not what I'm here to do. I'm here to just say quickly in just these few minutes, hey, I understand that we can all be confused. I get confused all the time. I don't know. I don't have answers to everything. So, and in the world that we're living in, when there's so much going on, not to mention what each of us go through, what each of you go through at home, at school, at work, with your family, with your friends, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, it's a lot. It's confusing. We don't have answers. So what do we do? Who do we turn to? Obviously, we have a support system. You know, some of us have either a friend or a father or mother or brother or sister, something like that. But never, ever, ever forget that God is always there. And He's really the one that can, no matter what, you can trust. No matter what, He's gonna support you. He's gonna give you that strength that you need. He's gonna answer those questions. It's not easy to understand all the time. It's not easy at all, obviously. But He is the one that you can trust. Now you might be thinking, yeah, Danny, but that's not easy. I talk to God, I ask Him stuff, and He doesn't always answer me. Maybe we're not understanding how He's answering us. That's not easy either. Trust me, I know. Nobody Nobody, I think, understands everything, obviously, but that conversation with God, those constant conversations, doesn't have to be a special time of the day where I only pray at night. If you have a schedule like that, great, but you don't have to leave it for, okay, tonight when I pray, I'm going to ask God this, or I'm going to tell him this. It could be at any moment of the day. It could be while you're in the car, while you're out and about doing whatever, while you're home watching TV, and you take a moment and you start talking to God and praying. It could be at any moment, but it could be confusing. I know, like I was saying, yes, it can be confusing. The Bible can be confusing sometimes. It doesn't have to be. There's so much that goes into that. There's different versions of the Bible. If you're reading the wrong version, that could be confusing. You could grab a version at home that you may have, or you Google a version and you look up a scripture and you read it and you walk away. What the heck did I just read? What was that? Who talks like that? I don't know what that just said. But you want to start out with the right version. Obviously, you want to understand it. So you want to turn to maybe Pastor Maria, Natalia, ask them, hey, what version should I be reading? And then when you have the right version, you want to use it. So when you understand, or when you can start to understand the Bible a little bit more, God can talk to you that way. God talks in so many ways. It's not just the Bible. The Bible is one way. You read the Bible sometimes and you start to understand things and like, wow, this makes sense, or this is making me think this way, and maybe that's God pushing you that way. But there's other ways. He can speak to you through friends. He can speak to you through the TV sometimes. You never know when he's going to speak to you, but again, the Bible, that's one way that I can guarantee you. It's definitely God speaking to you. That's his word. Believe it, trust it, have faith in it. And that's something that comes with time. I'm not saying go grab a Bible, read it, and right away you're going to have your answer. I wish it was that easy. There's a verse that I like a lot, that when I'm maybe confused or maybe feeling down, I read a lot, and that's Psalm 46, verses 1 and 2, that says, God is our refuge and our strength. He is our help in times of trouble, so we shouldn't have to fear. And I recommend that verse. Look it up, read it again, memorize it, because everything it says is so true. So if you break it down real quickly, he's our refuge. So that means go to him. He wants you to go to him, talk to him. He wants to hear from you. He knows obviously what's going on. He knows what you're going through, but he wants to hear you say it. He wants to have that relationship with you. He's our strength. So you go to him, you're gonna find that strength. Obviously, we're not talking about a physical strength. We're not talking about muscles. We're talking about your mind, your thinking. You're gonna get that confidence, that faith, that faith that only he can give us. So in times of trouble, obviously it's what we're talking about. In times of confusion, times of trouble, I shouldn't fear. So he wants us to be happy. He wants us not to fear things. It's going to happen. We're going to get scared. We're going to be stressed. It's going to set in. We're human beings. That's inevitable. That's impossible not to feel it. But you can help how long you're going to feel that for. And you can help yourself by going to God, talking to God, reading the Bible. That's where you can help control that, because fear, stress, anxiety, all of that is going to set in. But when it sets in, that's when you have to try and control it. And you can help control it by going to God, talking to him and saying, hey, please help me make this go away. There's something that I've seen online a lot. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe you've seen it. And I'll put up a picture in a second. And it's just 4 words. It says, no Jesus, no peace. Let me put it up right now and take a look at it for a few seconds. So while you were reading it, if you noticed, it's saying the words are know, K-N-O-W. So to know Jesus is to know peace. And then if you look at the middle of it, it says no, N-O, no Jesus, no peace. So if you turn to God, if you trust more, you're gonna be more at peace. You're gonna begin to feel it. Not easy, I know, but believe it. And no matter how long it takes you to just you know, keep going to him and keep going to him. Eventually it gets easier and easier. But again, that message is, you don't go to him, it makes it a lot harder. Then you're living life thinking, hey, I don't need to talk to God. I don't need the Bible. I don't, but I can tell you from my own experience that it helps. It hasn't been easy. I stress. I have issues, and I forget sometimes. But when I remember, hey, let me say a quick prayer, or let me read the Bible, or let me talk to my parents, or let me talk to somebody, let me talk to Viviana. That's when God steps in more, and He wants us to have those moments like that. Well, look, that was it was just a quick video I wanted to make today. Just a quick video saying hello, checking in on everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. We're living in crazy times. There's so much going on. I was thinking about all that, and that's why I wanted to say hello real quick, and hopefully everyone's doing okay. I know there's so much going on. We talked about the election real quickly. I mean, there's craziness. It's so crazy that even Kanye West has gotten on the ballot in some of these states. I mean, how crazy is that? He has no chances of getting to the presidency. I mean, there's so much involved there but it's not possible. But he's on there. Some people are going to go to vote on Tuesday, and it's on the sheet, or the people that got in ballots at home, his name comes up. That's how crazy this is, and confusing. So again, talk to God, build that relationship, work on that, work on the Bible, turn to Natalia, Pastor Maria, your parents, friends, brothers, sisters, whoever you trust, talk to them as well. But that relationship with God, it takes a while. It's something that with time gets better and better, believe me. So I hope everybody's doing well, and hope your families are well, and I hope we can talk soon. Okay, take care, everybody.